G'day Spurs fans, Paul the Hotspur hippie here, the only psychedelic soccer show on the internet. Excuse my indigestion, excuse the stench around here. I've parked up in the richest suburb of Australia, Vaucluse, that's it. Get back to work, plebs. Little Johnny's gap year isn't going to pay for itself. No, you can't have overtime. I've got to get my wife a new Gucci handbag. You can grow on trees, work hard, scum. Anyway, I'm able to keep away the fetid stench of corruption because Ange Postecoglou won 3 managers of the month in a row. That's a big achievement. No one's done it in their first 3 months. No one's done it first 3 months of the season. He joins lofted company of, I don't know, it's probably Klopp and Pep, isn't it? There's not many people who have done it. I think he's only the 3rd or 4th manager to have done it. I'll just show you around. Here's a beach. It's the posh beach, but it's a bit crappy. They don't look after themselves. Maybe their manservants are on holiday or something. There we go, that'll do. It's enough of that poo. So well done, Ange Postecoglou. He's only managed in Scotland, Australia and Japan. What does he know about football? Well, according to the powers that be at Barclays, or whoever is sponsoring the Premier League these days, he knows an awful lot. In fact, he's the best. He's numero uno, head honcho, top of the hill. That's a 3-peat for Ange Postecoglou. Well done, man. Now, as I was driving around this morning, it was misty. It was misty, but it's cleared up into a beautiful, glorious day. And I'm just wondering if that's going to be indicative of our clash. Our clash, a repeat of the 1972 UEFA Cup final. Yes, it's Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Tottenham Hotspur, the greatest football team the world has ever seen. And the cloud, the mist, are all the unknowns, because we're going to have at least 4 changes tonight. Udogie and Romero are out through suspension. Romero a little bit longer. Apparently, I don't know this, if you get an outright red, you get 3-game suspension. If it's 2 yellows, you only get 1. So I wish he'd got done for that little kick he did earlier. 2 yellows, we would have had him back for next week. But never mind, I'm sure it all makes sense to these poo bars. We've also got bad injury news, although it could be worse. Could be worse. We've got Van der Ven out with a hamstring. He's going to be out till the new year. And James Maddison with some gubbins going on with his ankle or something, also out till the new year. And when I hear the phrase new year, it sounds, oh God, that's like half a year away, but it's only 8 weeks. Could be worse. Could be worse. I'm seeing this as some silver lining, actually, because there's a dog running to me. Don't you come any closer. I don't care if you're a posh dog, mate. No. You're all right. It's a proper dog, though. Yeah, you're all right. Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. I haven't got anything to throw you, mate. I'm sorry. I've got dog water on me now because it's just out of swim. Well, you can't help nature, can you? Even if it is in domesticated form. So I'm seeing this as she's calling for it now. It's not a baby, mate, it's a dog. It's a good dog though, it's like a Labrador. Anyway, so I'm seeing this as a sort of silver lining. The silver lining with all these outages is going to give Ange, you know, it's maybe last stop saloon for some of these squad players, seeing what they can do. They certainly stepped up to the plate, as I believe they say in the United States of North America. They did last week. Will they do it again? I don't know. Who's Ange going to pick? Now, before we had all that shenanigans go at the wonderfully entertaining game, that's what I'm benchmarking last week's performance. When it comes down to it, I was entertained and I had fun watching it. That's what it boils down to for me. Before the Chelsea game and all this mishap happens, you know, I was thinking Wolves is a pretty, they're a pretty good team. They're a pretty good team and they're pretty good at home. So this was one of those fixtures, but I wasn't particularly fancying. Like, I think we'll win. I can't say Tottenham will ever draw or lose, but I think we will win. The hope I've got is that Brennan, I'm not going to call him Brendan Rodgers again. I did that in my stream this morning. Brennan Johnson. He's not even a Brendan, he's a Brennan. Brennan Johnson, Son Heung-min and Kulusevski fire up front, because they were certainly doing that for the first 20 minutes against this, those blue-coloured scum. The David Mellor in a shirt. I don't want to make a big image for you. Burn that into your skull. It's probably taken you 30 years to get that one out, but I've just put it back in. But so what I'm thinking, there were signs that there was some special sauce happening up front. And what I'm thinking though is, even though we've got our centre backs out, maybe we're nearing that stage of the season where it all kicks off up front, because we've been scoring goals, but I reckon there's a lot more to come. What I was particularly impressed about in the first period of game against Chelsea, the way we're passing into space at the moment is getting really, really tasty. Really tasty. The ball's going into areas where, football's a simple game, isn't it? All you got to do is make sure every touch you make keeps the ball with yourself or another player, that the other team can't get to it, or the back of the net. It's not that hard. So you might do a dribble, or you might pass it in a big patch of green over there. I can't point the green over here because these posh people are, God, they're disgusting, the amount of litter and everything. I don't know, man. They're passing it, really attacking space, man. It's opening up for us. So I think, we might be a little bit more leaky at the back for the next few games. We'll see what happens. I think we've got more than enough firepower up front to counteract that. Now, I did a stream with Jacob yesterday, and we were picking for our defence. We were picking Emerson, Højbjerg, Phillips, and Pedro Porro as our back four. But James Maddison having an injury might change that. I'm wondering if Pierre will go into midfield, and will Eric Dyer make his first start. Like, in fairness to Eric Dyer, he did do well last week, nearly scored a goal which would have erased all his sins of the past in my book. You're only as good as your last performance. I'd like to see Phillips, because without Van de Ven, if we're playing up the pitch, we need a fast guy. That's my mind. It's not half the football brain that Ange has got. That's just me thinking. I'm sure when I see the lineup, then I'll think, oh yeah, that's good, because he knows more than me, basically. But I'd like to see Phillips come on, or start. That'd be nice. Get a young guy in, and he needs a steady head beside him, and that's why I was initially thinking Højbjerg, but it might well be Eric Dyer. Could it be Ben Davies? I don't know, man. I don't know. Now, I think Wolves have still got their striker Neto out, so that gives us half a chance. If Pierre isn't playing in midfield, could it be Giovanni Lo Celso? He must be on his sort of 7th or 8th life with Tottenham Hotspur. He hasn't made the most of his chances, but you know what? Every dog has his day. Some of them run out the water and cover you in seawater, but, I don't know. You can't be too angry with this. It's a daft dog. It's running around chasing a stick now. Dogs make me laugh. So it's all to play for, I'll remind you all that a win for the mighty Spurs will put us back top of the table by 2 points until Man City play. Doesn't seem to be too much in our rivals' games this weekend. It looks like 3 point city for them all. So hopefully we'll get our 3 points and stay up there. Even a lot. It's kind of we're in a good position at the moment from our early run. A loss at worst would put us in 4th place. So that's not the end of the world. Still in touch, and we've got Man City to play in a couple of weeks. Although that's going to be a bit exciting now. I think we've got the goods on them though. I want to prove people wrong, People saying, oh, you can't play like that against Man City. Oh, they'll rip you apart. But they said that about Liverpool and Arsenal. And they probably said it about Man United before everybody realised they were total toilet for the year. Even though they won a trophy last year. Oh, the Carabao Cup, it's a springboard to something. It's a springboard to the abyss of despair for Ten Hag and all those mancs up there. 3 points for Spurs, put us back at the top. Keeps the pressure on, keeps a really good record for Tottenham. Still the best I've seen, despite the loss last week. I'm not going to go all brighter shades of pale over it. I think we're still in touch. We're still in the title race. Now the other thing is, a win against Wolverhampton would gain us 3 points over last year, because the sorry state of affairs Tottenham were in last March, I think it was, round about then. We went up to the Molineux and they beat us 1-0. So if we win this one, we're going to gain 3 points on what we got last year, which is tops. I'm looking forward to it. I'm very excited. Match day is always something special. But when you're playing well, or you just don't know what you're going to see, it makes it, I don't know, extra bit of top shelf black label for me. Now later on you'll be able to catch me on the Irish Hotspur. He's starting his build up at 8 p.m. Sydney time, which is 7 a.m. No, it's 9 a.m. for the 9 a.m. UK time. Let's hope David's got his alarm clock. I know sometimes he's not an early riser. Maybe his missus could get some bangers on the grill or something. Get that wafting goodness. Bit of brown sauce, lovely. So that's at 8 a.m. UK time, 7 p.m. Sydney time, and then about an hour and a half before kick-off, which is like, what's that? It's 9:30, is it? No, 10:30. Oh dear, oh dear. For I'm a bureau of time, me, aren't I? I've forgotten again. So kick-off's at 11. All right, I'll do it for Sydney. I'll work backwards. So Sydney, the kick-off tonight is at 11 p.m, which means it's at midday. That's it. It's midday in England. What a strange time to have a kick-off. I can never get my head around all that. Which means I'll be on We Are Tottenham TV at 10:30 a.m. And I'll tell you what, Ben and Sim will be very happy with my punchy intro to that. The sort of dawdle around like a sad old tramp with his underpants round his ankles walking up the high street. Not that it was me, I've got an alibi. It's not me, look at me. I've got a phone in my hand, folks. I know you think I'm some sort of poor person, but I am actually a productive member of society. Unlike you scroungers and bludgers. Work harder, plebs. Anyway, that's been the match day preview and all that. I'll see you all later. Come on, you Spurs, let's go. Peace and love, man. Peace and love. Come on, you Spurs.